Welcome to Same Cast Different Day podcast. I am Martel. We are here with another episode. Now, kick things off. I don't know if is it because this man is broke or what's going on, but Matthew Knowles announced that there is a Destiny Child that's coming out with new music and 10 to 15 was I guess it's supposed to be 10 to 15 it's coming out with new music and 10 to 15 remixes. Matthew. I don't know how broke you is, but I don't know if they mess with you. Like they all fired you from being. I mean, I guess you still technically the manager of Destiny. I can't figure out why I can't make this public for some reason. Like I just don't understand why I can't do this. This is stupid. But um so yeah, like I was saying, Matthew knows. I don't know how. I don't know if he's just ran out of money, if he's just trying to like. I don't get it. Um, are you guys excited about Destiny Child new music? And then he announced that the girls are down for a tour. So I guess we'll just have to see when it happens. Because at this point, I'm like, who cares about a? Who cares about a? Well, who just cares, Matthew? At this point, like, who cares about you? I'm like, at this point, should we even believe anything that you're spewing? A tour? Like, should we? So, anyways, Diddy has been placed in solitary confinement. Apparently, he got into a fight with another inmate, and I was almost like, Diddy, what is we doing? I mean, I guess he did it, so they're gonna try him anyway. But still, like, I just feel like every week there's something about Diddy coming out, and we just read about it in the headline. And we're like, at this point, like, should we even care? Should we? And to keep things going. Okay, so I'm focused now. I promise y'all, I'm focused. I'm focused. So, where we at? So ESPN, who owns Disney, who's owned by Disney, fired Ryan Clark and Cam Newton. But by the way, Ryan Clark was fired while he was live on the air during the show. But Ryan Clark and Cam Newton were fired, but they signed Tim Tebow to a multi-year deal. Now, I don't want to say that it's some racist stuff going on, but something racist seemed like to be going on because you fired two black people, then hire a white dude for, and you probably pay him stupid money to do the show too. So, Disney, ESPN, we need some answers. Hopefully, Ryan Clark and Cam Newton give us some more details about their firing or what happened during their firing or why they were fired. Um, but yeah, we'll try to keep you guys posted on that. So, Corey, I don't want to say Ruse, I don't know how you pronounce it, but Corey Ruse, a 38-year-old homeless man was shot and killed by Madison Police Department in Madison, Wisconsin. The police said that Corey pulled a knife during a struggle with four police officers, injured one. The one officer who was injured was the one officer who fired the shots, according to police. And from the video that I saw, because after he was tased and you saw the two other officers grab his hand, it's almost like, why did you still feel the need to shoot him? And it just didn't make sense to me. Like it's another senseless killing, excessive force by the police. I mean, it's just I feel like this is something that should not have happened. And then 80 miles from where that shooting took place, uh, this happened. Let me play this video for you, and this is going to be a side by top and bottom video. So of the two different instances. So take a look. As you can see, Corey was shot 3 times. And in the other video, you saw that the man was shot. He wasn't even shot. He actually chased down the police officers, fought with the police officer, and got tased, and still ended up in handcuffs and taken into jail. And this takes me back to the video that I played on a podcast a few weeks ago, where he was talking about how these white like these people who committed crimes. So it was this white guy who murdered like 14 people, and yet somehow he was arrested. And it's another guy who murdered a bunch of people who's arrested. But then every black person that they talked about on their list, they were all shot and killed by the police officers for crimes that was less than doing a mass murder. But you have these officers who's just like, oh yeah, because they're brown, they're just getting shot. Like there is no way possible that something like this should be happening. And we're going to keep you guys updated on that story on the shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. And then, wait, before I switch stories, also after the shooting had happened, the what they call it, the sheriff, I want to say the sheriff, I believe, was doing a press conference, and it got hijacked by protesters. So let's take a look.
Of trust in the city right now did not start.
No, we can shut this down. You can stop talking because we don't want to hear anything you've been saying. You're going to say the same thing you all say every time a black body gets shot down in this city. We don't want any of that talk. You've given us this speech with "you'll deliver justice." Oh, we've seen the cameras. We've seen it was a knife in this young man's hand. We don't want to hear that today. We didn't want to hear it when they put their neck on George Floyd's neck. We don't their foot on George Floyd's neck, and we don't want to hear it today. What do you have to say about that? No. Oh, you don't get to talk, I said.
Right.
Go ahead.
Enough is enough.
I'll step aside.
That's right. Give me this microphone then. Excuse me. That's right. My name is Carlos Dixon. I represent APTAP, all power to all people, zero power to Zionists, zero power to capitalists, zero power to colonialism. What you are doing right now in this city is continuing the disgusting nature of colonialism, the disgusting nature of imperialism. Look up the definition of imperialism. It's all within the policies, which means when these police officers come down on the street and they decide that they want to take the life of another brown body, there is no oversight for that. That's imperialism, ladies and gentlemen. This man signed up to be an enforcer of imperialism. Is there anybody else want to say anything? It doesn't matter what, okay, the people want to talk. Come up here, the people want to talk. The people want to talk. Come up here, this is our press conference. And I put my lips all over this microphone.
I would like to hear what the police chief has to finish saying. And I want you to also be a part of that conversation because this is an opportunity for us to have a conversation.
So what you're doing is you coddling up to imperialism, brother? There will be no coddling to imperialism. If you don't have a question about what kind of charges are going to be brought by so you are coddling to imperialism. I don't stand for that. I fundamentally reject it, brother. You can get on. If you got some questions about what's going to happen to these pigs that killed that young man because he appeared to be homeless, then let us know. Will there be charges? So? That sounds like a song. There will be no investigation.
Boy, he was angry. So y'all saw me laugh at one point. So that laugh was because it doesn't matter. He used a wrestling line in there, and it just tickled me a little bit. But yeah, so I hope that these officers who did this shooting in Madison is charged. So basically, it looked like y'all was profiling against a homeless man and decided to try to detain him. And some people get angry. He wasn't with it, and an officer just miraculously, got cut or whatever, and then he decided to pull out a gun and shoot a man 3 times. Like I said, and I played the other clip where, like we said, a few miles away, it was like 80 miles away, which is probably like the next city over. There was a struggle between a white man and 2 police officers, and the white man chased down the officers and attacked them, and yet he is still arrested and alive. What is we doing in this country? America. Back to the title. Are we tired yet? Okay, Tina, you ain't missed nothing. This is the first story. I started at like 7:40, so you ain't missed nothing.
I'm gonna have to go back and look and see what that video was about.
Yeah, that was something else. And also that press, I said, oh, he hijacked the whole press conference and just took over. But yeah, we're gonna keep you guys posted on that story coming out of Madison. Now, let's move into, do Black parents need to have that uncomfortable conversation? I'm going to play this video, and then we're going to come back and discuss.
Black parents, we need to have an uncomfortable conversation, because sometimes what we think might actually be protecting our kids is really exposing them to more harm. Now, after hearing that story about Nolan, the young Black boy who went on a boat trip with his all-white friends, but he was the only one who didn't return. And now a lot of Black parents are asking some hard questions. Because for generations, Black families were told the goal is simple. Move to what they call a better neighborhood. Get into what they call a better school district. Put your child in better opportunities. But honestly, at some point, we got to ask, better according to who? Because what is the price of a better zip code if your child is constantly fighting to prove that they belong in it? What's the price if they start believing that being accepted is the same thing as being protected? And this is where the conversation is going to get uncomfortable. Some of our kids grew up thinking America was post-racial because their friend group was diverse. They thought because somebody invited them over, laughed with them, played sports with them, that meant that those people understood their experience. Friendship doesn't automatically mean awareness, and proximity doesn't automatically mean protection. And parents, I want to tell you, this is not about telling your children who they can and cannot be friends with. This is about making sure that your child understands who they are before the world tries to tell them who they are. Because sometimes we're so busy trying to get our child a seat at somebody else's table, we forget to ask what they had to give up to get there. Better schools mean nothing if your child loses their confidence. Better neighborhoods mean nothing if your child feels isolated. Protect your babies. Talk to your babies. Because the goal was never for our children to just survive in these spaces. The goal was for them to know their worth, no matter what space they choose to walk into.
Now, I'm not a parent myself, but I feel like what she was talking about, like a lot of parents try to set their kids up to be successful. And I feel like the conversations are had, and like you said, you can't tell your kids who they cannot hang out with. My whole thing is when your kids choose who they're going to hang out with, whether if you're in a diverse group, so you move into a neighborhood where it's majority white, and they got these diverse group of friends or whatever. I guess you need to ask your kids, like, do you trust them? Like, think they're gonna have your back? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot that goes into it, in my personal opinion. And I just feel like we keep having these conversations with people. What should I say? People keep having conversations with their kids about these situations, and we got it, y'all. Okay, like, it's gonna sound a little bit mean. Y'all gotta stop going with your all white friends to these water places. Y'all know half of us can't swim and stuff. We ain't got no business going to these places with Tina. Stop looking disappointed. I was just saying we ain't got no business going in those places sometimes. Just saying.
I can swim.
Well, I can't, damn it. So I ain't got no business. I ain't got no business being in them places. And I'm just saying, and then I'm like, it's nice if you feel safe around them, but really make sure that these are friends that's gonna have your back when stuff go wrong. Because if these ain't friends, these are friends that's not gonna have your back. You should not be hanging around with them. I'm sorry. Um. So it's time to get into that Orange Man part of the show, y'all. It's sad. It's just so sad. But yeah, I know, y'all. We just tired. America is tired. Did y'all see the picture I posted of the statue, the flag draped at the bottom? She tired. She tired of this man. But anyway, Donald Trump has a message to communities. Let's take a look. Take it away, Aaron.
Donald Trump has a message to communities across the country, quote, "You cannot fight data centers. You have to embrace them." As communities across the country right now are rising up against data centers being built in their backyard, the President of the United States today said, "You have to embrace them. You have no choice. You can't fight them. They're coming no matter what," is essentially what he's saying. But it's not just data centers in your communities. It's data centers in space. See, this morning we reported on the fact that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos want to put more than 1 million suborbital data centers into space. And it's not just in space, it's in your backyard. It's data centers that are polluting your air. It's data centers that are sucking up your water. In Utah, there was a data center that was greater than the size of Manhattan that some wanted to build. And while the President of the United States is saying you have to embrace it, but communities across the country are really rising up. And this really is going to be the defining issue, not just in this year's elections, but I suspect in 2028 as well. We'll see what happens next. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Data centers ain't paying their half of electric bills. They are putting that bill onto residents. And then two, they sucking up all the water. There are some communities who live by data centers and they have no water pressure because of the data centers are sucking up all the water. And then they have the audacity to tell the residents, because the data center needs this amount of water, y'all need to reduce the amount of water that you're using. And then why are we building data centers in neighborhoods in the first place? Like, shouldn't these be built out in the middle of nowhere, the jungles? But then they're killing the environment with these data centers because they're so hot and warm. Yellowstone Park will be gone by the time they're done with these data centers. Like, no, build these data centers away from communities. And then on top of that, do you remember when people so concerned about, like, oh, if you're too close to the computer, or you spend all time on your phone, or if you talk on your phone too much and this and this and this, you could get cancer from your phone, you get cancer from your computer. So why are we, if these things are supposed to be causing cancer from getting from your phone and your computer and all these other kind of things, if you're spending too much time on the screen, why are we building data centers in neighborhoods? That's all I want to know. We do not need data centers in neighborhoods. And then it just doesn't make sense. And then make them pay these electric bills. There ain't no reason why. And some people electric bills went from $100 and some a month to now they're paying $300 to $400 a month to make up for the electricity of the data center. It needs to be fair. Make it fair. You got anything to add to
that? That sound about right to me.
Okay. So I want to take a look at a video from Reacher star Alan Richardson. I hope I pronounced his last name right. And how he feels about Trump and his current administration. Mind you, when on the voice on the TV show, his voice sounds so much deeper, but his natural voice, I was like, oh, he sounds like I want to say like a teenage, like you could tell, like if he was in college, he would have been like the jockey, the stuck-up jock dude, but it's like surfer vibe. But yeah, let's play the video.
I'm just saying the shit that everybody should say if they give a shit about humanity, And why am I the exception to the rule, bitch? Everybody else speak up.
The world is on fire.
Like, oh, mad about the way things are and the abuses that are happening. The Epstein files. The fucking Epstein files! God damn it! Where are they? It's a fucking law, bitch! Show it! You fucking pedophiles! This is my fucking politics, dude. I would fucking railroad these fuckers. I would get those Epstein files out in 2 seconds. Yeah, dude. 2 seconds, fucking move out of the way. Like, get out of there. I don't care what room they're in, bitch, move. Don't you want to see what's in there so that we can hold people accountable? These rapist? We're just cool with it? That bitch has the keys to the nuclear. He's like all up into 13-year-olds. Like, dude, what? Go to jail.
Dude, go to jail. I'm happy that it's somebody else within Hollywood who feels what how we doing, thinking how the rest of America thinks, and the fact that he did that on a podcast and so unfiltered and really spoke his true mind about stuff makes me have more respect for this man. Now, this current administration is putting out a new rule that might do some changes to higher education that I don't think some people are going to like. So let's take a look.
The Trump administration is putting out a new rule that will fundamentally change higher education and make it nearly impossible for many Americans to get college degrees of their choosing. And you need to know what's about to happen because the Department of Education is rolling out a new accountability test for universities across the country. And the test is simple. If an undergraduate program's graduates don't earn more than workers who never went to college, then that program could be cut off from student loans from the federal government. But here's the thing. In some states, like Florida, for example, this could compromise teachers' ability to get student loans. Plenty of liberal arts degrees as well could struggle to qualify for student loans. What they're essentially saying is that the federal government should not underwrite your degree anymore if you can make more money by not getting that degree, by essentially not going to college. And so this rule, which the Department of Education is pushing forward very quickly, will fundamentally change the way students operate in colleges. And it'll start happening as soon as early next year. Follow for more.
So that is by far the wildest thing that I have ever heard. So if you want to go to school to do something, but that field makes in that field you make less money than somebody who don't went to college, but you can't get a loan to go to college for it, is what they're trying to do. So basically, if you want to go to schools to be a teacher, but teachers don't make less money than somebody who didn't go to college, then you can't get a loan to go to school to be a teacher. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm trying to figure out, like, why did he think that's a good idea? So then it's crazy because there are a lot of fields where you don't make a lot of money, but you still need a degree to work in that field. So why not give them
a degree, a certification?
Yeah,
something, a license, some type of license. Yeah.
Yeah, so you tell me you're not going to give them the loan to go to school to get the degree they need to work in the field. So then we don't have nobody working in that field. Then what? I can't. This administration gives me the biggest headache of my life. I need them to go take a chill pill for real. And then speaking of more with this dumbass administration, Donald Trump went on national television and call LeBron James a racist. Let's take a look.
Donald Trump just got on national TV at a White House press conference and called LeBron James a racist. Listen to the clip.
Today it was announced LeBron James has decided that he wants his next team to be the 76ers. Where do you stand on LeBron versus Michael Jordan as the best ever?
Well, Michael Jordan's a guy that's a friend of mine. Play golf with him. He's a really good guy. And I think LeBron is, maybe he's a racist, but maybe he doesn't like Trump. I don't know. But I only like people that like me. So I would say Michael Jordan all the way.
Just because someone doesn't like you, Trump, doesn't automatically make them racist. As a matter of fact, that would be considered a bigot because he's black and he doesn't have the power to be racist because racism is a system. But you know, y'all are a little goofy. You're not going to keep up anyway. To call LeBron James a racist is wild, coming from the white supremacist that's firing black generals that have laid off more black women and black men in this country than any other president ever. The audacity.
Trump is a racist. I just figured he was calling people racist.
I just don't understand why people just let him continually get in front of cameras and a microphone and say things that don't have anything to do with each other and stand on that he's correct every single time.
He
Every
surrounded
time he
himself
opened his mouth.
he surrounded himself with yes man, just somebody else that I can be like, hey, I don't think you should say that. You know, he don't have a person that I don't think you should say that. Like he needs to hire a person that be like, I don't think you should say that. That is what he needs. That is wild because LeBron James don't like him. We just automatically call him a racist. Now, I do have correct on one statement.
Michael Jordan caught a stray too.
Right. Now I can say
Jordan
one thing. Black people can be racist. You know, they ain't talking about against white people. They can be black racist against them people here. Look at Michael Jordan for one. I'm just saying he don't treat black people the same as he treat white people. I'm just saying. So Trump's covering up some details of this war, and the next two videos are about that. They're from Tina's favorite person, Rosy Cheeks, and which is Harry's sister, by the way. And I'm just like, wow. So let's just take a look at the first one.
Wow, we are now learning that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth covered up Iranian strikes against Americans in the Middle East and covered up their injuries and never talked about them publicly. According to the New York Times, in the week leading up to the Iranian attack on Friday that killed 2 U.S. soldiers and left 1 service member missing in Jordan, Iran carried out 3 other strikes against U.S. forces in the country. Those attacks injured dozens of U.S. service members and damaged several helicopters, according to U.S. officials who spoke anonymously. But the Pentagon did not disclose the earlier strikes nor the casualties and the damage they inflicted. They are legitimately covering up information about this war so Donald Trump doesn't become even more unpopular than he already is. They are hiding casualty numbers and hiding the amount of strikes that Iran has launched against the United States. It's disgusting.
I thought the war was over. I thought we wasn't even at war. I thought there was supposed to be a ceasefire or some documents that was filed saying we not fighting with y'all no more. We good. We don't want the smoke. Like, what happened? All I know is that video came out and then gas went up. Because I went like 2.5, almost 3 weeks with gas. And I went to the gas. Like last time I paid for gas, it was like $3.40 something a gallon. And I went and I bought gas this past Thursday. It was $3.89 a gallon. I'm like, what happened? What happened? Why are we? It didn't get worse, people. It get worse about this war because Trump was removing people's names to make it look good. And what do I mean by removing people's names? Let's watch Harry Sisson and you will see what I'm talking about.
What a disgusting thing that Donald Trump just did, hoping you wouldn't notice. The Pentagon has removed the names of 4 service members who died in Jordan from their official list of casualties for the Iran war. They explain that this is because, quote, their deaths occurred after Donald Trump declared a ceasefire in the war in April. They're trying to erase their memory because a higher number looks bad for Donald Trump. On Wednesday, the Pentagon reported on its casualties website that a total of 18 American service members had been killed during the war. By Thursday, 4 people were removed from that list. And since Donald Trump wants to erase their memory and pretend that they're not part of the Iran war, here are their faces and here are their names. You're looking at James Feehan, Angel Rampersad, Isabella Gonzalez, and Michael Emmanuel Swinton. All American heroes who gave their lives in Donald Trump's unnecessary war.
A very unnecessary. We still don't even know what we at war at. Like, what is we even fighting with them over? Why? Then we said we got these American soldiers dying. You trying to erase their names to make it seem like they didn't die when the war happened. Talking about, oh, they died after the ceasefire because we wasn't even supposed to be there still. Why are we there? All you doing is making the price of gas go up so your friends can make more money. That's how I see it. That's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. That's exactly what we doing. And then y'all, and then it gets more, it get worse than that. This man is even more stupid. Take a look at this because you won't believe when you see this. Let's.
So reportedly, Trump is about to declare Georgia's 2 senators illegitimate based on an FBI raid that seized ballots from an election neither of them won. Let me walk you through the chain of stupid here. Ossoff and Warnock were elected in the January 2021 runoff. The FBI warrant was for the November 2020 general election. Nobody won a Senate seat in November. That's literally why there was a runoff. So they seized ballots from the wrong election to try and nullify a different election those ballots don't even cover. And here's the kicker. Warnock got reelected in 2022 in yet another separate election. So what exactly are we nullifying? And now the fraud claims themselves because Epstein's BFF keeps recycling the same lies over and over, hoping no one's going to notice. In 2020, Georgia's governor was Republican. The Secretary of State was Republican. And the election board was Republican. So the theory is that Republicans rigged their own election against themselves and covered it up for 6 years. Sure. Georgia counted those votes 3 times, including a full hand count of every paper ballot, and got the same result every time. Trump filed over 60 lawsuits and lost basically all of them, even in front of judges he appointed. Some of his own lawyers admitted making of the Georgia conspiracy and got criminally charged for it. Oh, and remember that 2000 Mules movie? The publisher ended up pulling it, apologized, and settled a defamation suit because it was fiction. Because remember, in court you need actual evidence. True the Vote, the group behind it, stood in front of an actual judge in Georgia and admitted they had no evidence. Their word, nothing. And the FBI's own affidavit for this raid recycled claims state investigators already debunked years ago. Even Brad Raffensperger, the Republican who ran the election, called it baseless and repackaged. So the chain of stupid is complete. Wrong ballots, wrong election, debunked claims, and a senator who's been reelected since. 6 years of looking, and they still can't find the fraud. But they sure found the tantrum.
It just got more stupid. How you trying to overturn an election? You got the right ballots in the right election. And then it was all Republican led. And so y'all rigged your own election against you. This is why America is drunk all the time. This is why we drunk and on drugs all the time. My head hurt. It just America.
Some clips.
Are we tired yet? That's all I got to say. And then y'all, this get even more worse. This has got to do with the state, I believe, of Tennessee. It's now a felony to be homeless in the state of Tennessee. Don't believe me? Take a look.
In Republican Tennessee, if you can't afford a place to live, you are now a felon. I'm not joking. Joseph Williams is a 49-year-old man from Nashville. He's chronically homeless. And last month, he became one of the first people in the country to receive a felony charge for sleeping outside. Not for assault, not for theft, for sleeping. It's a new law in Tennessee that charges people with up to 6 years in prison for sleeping on public property. It's right now the only state where that's true, but it might not be for long. And despite all of these anti-homeless measures being passed in Nashville, the numbers are showing that homelessness isn't going away, it's actually going up. Nashville's own Homelessness Planning Council counted roughly 4,300 people that are experiencing homelessness in the city as of this past December, an increase of more than 30% in under a year. So we know that these measures aren't helping people. Why is homelessness growing in the first place? It's because housing is becoming unaffordable. Rent continues to go up. Wages are stagnating. 0 Republicans want to address affordability. The economy is dog shit. Tennessee has a supermajority of Republicans in the state legislature. There are 0 state programs aimed at actually addressing the cost of living for the average Tennessee resident. That is why homelessness is going up. And these types of felony charges for sleeping, a literal basic human necessity, is digging these people in further and further holes. I hear all the time Republicans are like, just get a job, you homeless people. Well, if you give felony charges to people like Joseph Williams, how can you expect him to hold down a stable job? How can you expect him to have an employer say, yeah, I trust you to work at my place, even though the only felony he's guilty of is a basic human need, sleeping? A felony costs people access to jobs, access to housing, and public benefits for years afterwards. The exact thing that someone needs to get off the street in the first place.
Everything was valid. He stated a lot of facts.
Yeah.
Why would they make it a felony?
Yeah, I just don't get that. Then I'm like, he said he could be sentenced up to 6 years in prison. Like, when it costs the state more money to house them in prison, because you got to basically give them a place to stay, electricity, you're feeding them 3 times a day. I don't get why
they can learn a skill, get a job,
all on government money that you try not to spend on them. And it's crazy because last time I visited Memphis was years ago, but things down in Memphis, at least in Memphis, Tennessee, it was relatively cheap. Like, I was surprised at like the price of things when I was down there. And to hear a state with people like that saying, yeah, we can't afford to live, like, that's how you know things are bad in this country. Like, it's terrible. And they was talking about how that there are over 25 million people. There are 25 million people who live with their parents because they can't afford to get their own place without having 4, 5, 6 to 10 roommates. Like, it's bad out here in America, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really ready for somebody to unplug America and plug it back in. Like, we need a serious reboot at this point. Also, we have 2 videos from Tina's favorite redhead. I should really learn his name. Love his rants about things, and he do mention something that I do have a video of later on in the show that will like kind of go with something he was saying. But yeah, let's take a look at the first clip.
Well, we got no straights. None. They're closing the second straight. Yep. And they took out 2 Saudi oil tankers, and now the price of oil is over $100 a barrel. So I went to the woods to calm down. I came to the woods to calm down. Over there's a babbling brook. My dog is enjoying a nice walk. You know, we're having a good time coming out here to the woods because this week it's not choked with Canadian wildfire smoke in a world of global warming on a dying earth. I needed to calm down. And then what I do, I drove past all of these gas stations whose price is shooting through the fucking roof, and then coming to the realization, the incredible realization, that the last 6 weeks have been the calm period. Because our iPad kid president only seems to be able to operate when he has many distractions on his calendar. He had his little birthday UFC fight. He had his stupid little state fair, fireworks celebration, and then he had the World Cup. Those are all done. So we don't have company visiting anymore, right? Nobody's going to be coming from the international community to America. They're not going to be able to fucking afford it because of the price of jet fuel. And then on top of this, I have a nationwide tour coming up, so I got to book tickets to Seattle, Portland, and Boston for mid-August. And I'm looking at the prices here, and I'm going, whoa, what the hell's going on here? And then they go, Mom, the Houthis from Yemen. I go, Yemen? They go, yeah, man. And I go, why are we here? What is happening? And then they can say something about 9/11. And I'm like, if this was about 9/11, then we wouldn't be giving nuclear material to the Saudis. And they said, shut up and eat your poop lettuce.
Shut up and eat your. So I'm like him. I was just as confused. Like, why is all these things going on? And by the way, they just deported. I forgot his name, but he played for the Indiana Colts. He overstayed his visa, and they just deported him back to Kenya. But
what?
Yeah. So, like you said, I didn't know there was a second strait of Hormuz or whatever. I didn't even know it was the second one. I didn't even know the Strait of Hormuz existed until Trump decided to go to war. What are we doing? Just what are we doing? Let's take a look at this second video.
I'm noticing that they're talking about trans people a lot again all of a sudden. Everywhere I turn, Suddenly, they're talking about trans people because they don't want to talk about gas prices. They're talking about trans people because they don't want to talk about AI data centers. They're talking about trans people because they don't want to talk about how everything fucking sucks. They're talking about trans people because they don't want to talk about the fact that the sky was literally on fucking fire last fucking week and that the world is dying because of their policies. They're talking about trans people, and they're saying that they want to protect women. I just want to remind everybody, this is who's saying they want to protect women. There isn't a fucking trans person in this goddamn picture. But this is your protectors. This is your fucking Agamemnon. Remember that bullshit. Remember that. As they sit there and start running this goddamn psyop again. That's what it is. They want you to talk about fucking trans people all the time and how they're going to protect women's sports while they're defunding women's sports. While they're destroying our schools. While they're sending our kids over fucking seas to die for a war that they said they were never gonna fucking do.
I'm with him.
Hey, his captions be having me dying every time.
I'm like, because I saw that, like, I don't think he said peacefully.
he usually not.
But he did what? And it's crazy because I have another video later on when it comes to somebody within the Republican Party. This is like, That's why I say, America, are we tired yet? Because I'm tired. America isn't fun no more. America used to be a very fun, happy place. You know what? Wisconsin, can we just like become our own country? We can just stay here and we just be drunk. It's just live up to being drunk at this point. Because I just want to be drunk. I just want to get really drunk and black out and wake up in 2029. We got a new president at this point. Because I just can't do it no more. And it's still, we only halfway through this year. We still got 2.5 years of this nonsense. Somebody needs to stop missing.
It's a pandemic.
We need a pandemic. Yeah.
No, he is one. He's one.
Oh, yeah. He is
all over the world just for no reason.
Then he embarrassed us at the World Cup. Yo, did y'all see him on stage when Spain was celebrating and they had to edit him out the picture? They kept trying to get him off the stage. Like, sir, America's they didn't even make it to the finals. Why are you even here? It's like, what? Go away. Tina had sent me this video, and I didn't know that this was even going on. So apparently, a real big cyber attack, and I had no clue that this happened or that even was going on. So let's take a look from Aaron Parnas giving us a description of what happened.
An unprecedented cyber incident happened with AI yesterday, and well, it is terrifying. So listen up. OpenAI says one of its AI models had a, quote, unprecedented cyber incident. Essentially, OpenAI's hacking agent went rogue. So what happened was, according to Sam Altman, OpenAI's hacking agent decided to break out of this sandbox environment and go and hack another AI startup. The other AI startup is called Hugging Faces. OpenAI CEO in a statement says, quote, we had a significant security incident during evaluation of our models. AI essentially did this on its own. It broke out of this sandbox where it was operating. It then went and hacked on its own another AI company, Hugging Faces. And while experts say that this is terrifying, because if it can escape and break into another company's servers without OpenAI's control, who knows what this can do? Who knows what it can hack into and what damage can be done? Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Well, here come the Terminators.
It sounds like we need to slowly think about this AI stuff, back away, do some more regulations of it. Because even though Trump is like, the people ain't, oh, we don't need to do regulations, or each state don't need to have their regulation. Yeah, we need some regulations on AI at this point. And like Tina said, we're going to have some Terminator situations. We're going to get killed by robots. That's what's going to happen. We all about to be dead. We're going to be dead robot. That's so sad. It was except the one that was doing the Michael Jackson routine and failed, and then it couldn't get back. It had fallen, it couldn't get back up. So except that, God, the shit that I say. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I'm not a fan of AI. Like I said, AI. I've been using it for our pictures and stuff like that. But that's about it. Um, it's been taking over jobs. It's not gonna be no more jobs. I'm like what? Like when AI takes over a lot of these jobs, like how do they expect people to make money and feed and clothe themselves and pay for their home? Like how do they expect people to make money if AI is gonna be doing everybody's job? Like just really think about that. But I know one woman though who ain't gonna have no job because she decided to go shoot a child over a water bottle. So let's take a look.
Oh, no.
A Milwaukee mother is charged with shooting a 12-year-old boy. Prosecutors say it was a fight over bottled water. 33-year-old Casita Burrell is facing a slew of charges, including first-degree reckless injury, physical abuse of a child, possession of a firearm by a felon, and more. Investigators say she shot a 12-year-old boy in the leg at 60th and Silver Spring last Friday because he stole bottled water her son and others were trying to sell on the street. Several other bullets hit a nearby home, narrowly missing children in a living room. Investigators say she then led police on a chase with 4 children, including her son, in the backseat of a car. According to a criminal complaint, after her arrest, Burrell was found recorded on a jail call talking about the victim, saying, quote, "This ain't your corner. I don't know who the expletive raised you, but they raised you wrong. I'm finna show you right," end quote. Police say Burrell had also been driving a stolen vehicle and she had just gotten out of prison 1 week before the incident.
So I didn't watch the whole clip. And when I first saw it, you just got out of jail a week before. You in a stolen car. You got a possession of a handgun, and then you probably still charge your water that you probably bought on EBT. So now you about to go to jail over a bottle that you bought with your EBT card that you're out on the corner trying to sell after you've been out of jail for 1 week riding around in a stolen car. This is just you just can't make this shit up at this point. You just can't. What is
really a turf war over selling water?
That's like most people be
Some
arguing
kids?
over corners for begging, for panhandling. Like what is
some kids stuff?
Oh, like at this point, you just thirsty. Like here, drink the water. Like I don't. It's not that serious. Oh, it's not. Oh, that story was just too much for me. Okay, is our First Amendment is dead? Well, our favorite neighborhood. I don't know if I should call him a redneck. I don't know how to describe this man, but let's just take a look.
I might get arrested for saying this, but quite frankly, I just don't give a Frenchman's freshly fried flying motherfucker. The First Amendment is dead. People are being arrested for thought crimes, which means free speech is no more. The fascist regime that we live under are incarcerating people for crimes they have not committed yet that they cannot readily fucking define. Antifa is an ideology, a concept, and a movement. There is no official organization, and the fuckstains in the Oval Office telling you there is are lying to your face so that you will give them a free pass to do whatever the fuck they want. And guess what? When they finish going after all of the people that are fighting so goddamn hard to save you from your own stupid fucking self, they will inevitably do something that pisses you off. And when you say something about it, they are going to come for your stupid ass too. And don't even say, well, I'll just use my Second Amendment to preserve my first, because no the fuck you won't. Your track record shows you will probably hand over the keys to your gun safe while you are typing up a full goddamn inventory for them. Now watch one of these free speech absolutionists pop up in my comments to tell me I'm full of shit even though people are actively being locked up for speaking out. Anyways, y'all have you a wonderful fucking day, or at least the one you voted for or deserve. Just do me one favor. Keep the motherfucking boots out of your motherfucking mouth, and remember that the golden rule will always remain, yeehaw, fuck the law. Love y'all. See you down the line.
Strange comment. How did he eat food? Because it just looked like it's just so much hair there. Like it's just like everything is just going in the hair. But yeah, the First Amendment.
Shaking my head.
I gotta be stopped. Okay. So basically, you could be thinking of a crime now, and you just get arrested. How they know what crime you're thinking? You just
my best guess is stuff you look up on the internet.
Oh yeah, you're right about that one. But that don't mean that you wait for me to go through with the crime first, at least to try to arrest me. Like come on. Like I did see a video where these girls were in they was in love with like mass murders and stuff. Like well, this one girl, she was in love with mass murder. And she just to that the voices in her head that was reminding her of like the kid who did the Sandy Hook shooting, that they were boyfriends. He was talking to her about doing these mass killings and stuff like that, or to be with him or to resurrect them or something like that. If she killed her classmate that kind of look and sound like him, that would somehow bring him back. So she actually plotted the murder, but then she was told. Then she told a person about the murder that she was plotting, and then that person, they got some type of website we can report anonymously that hey, there's something gonna happen at school this day, like or whatever, and they got to the school and they found knives and stuff. Like they would really had all this stuff in there to murder her classmate, and when she was in the back of the police car, she was just laughing about it. But the thing is, if that kid would never said nothing, that other kid probably did. But
what you mean she was like?
Oh yeah, her and a friend that was in the back because ha 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 ha. It was just, they were laughing about it like they was not taking it serious. Like, oh, you probably not as good as much time with me. She's like, girl, we're going to jail. Like they was like, I'm like, oh, these some real life psychos. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I was just wondering. So I'm like, so if this would have happened in this day and age, she was just on Discord just talking about murder. So they probably would have got her right before at the first thought, the first thing planted it. Yeah. Anyway, here's some thoughts from this man who I feel like he has some. So here we go.
Yeah. The same people telling me if I don't like America under Trump, then leave are the same fucking people who spent 8 years crying, screaming, whining, and posting conspiracy theories, acting like Obama and Biden personally broke into their fucking trailers and pissed in their cereal. I mean, these are the same people who slapped "Don't Tread on Me" stickers on everything they owned and then turn around and deep-throated government authority the second their guy got in power. I mean, suddenly free speech means agree with me or get the hell out. Patriotism means worshiping one man like he's some orange messiah wrapped in a fucking flag. I mean, y'all went from rebels to bootlickers so fast, it gave the country whiplash. You cried about government overreach, then you celebrate ICE raids, book bans, and politicians policing people's bedrooms, doctors, libraries, and fucking marriages. You called yourself patriots while attacking your own capital because your guy lost. And now you want to lecture me about loving America? No, see, that's the fucking difference between us. I love this country enough to call out corruption, hypocrisy, and authoritarian bullshit no matter who's in fucking office. You love a politician. You wrapped your entire personality around one man and called it fucking patriotism. And let me make something crystal fucking clear. Real Americans don't threaten their neighbors with leave the country every time somebody disagrees with them. That's dictator shit. That's cult shit. That's weak people pretending to be strong. America was built on dissent. Questioning power is literally the most American thing there is. So no, I'm not leaving. You don't own this fucking country. Trump and MAGA doesn't own this country. And some of us are still willing to fight like hell for the part of America that believes freedom belongs to all of us, not just the people wearing your fucking red hats.
People are tired. They are tired of this. I wonder how Trump feels with everybody calling him orange. Like, is he aware that there are so many people calling him orange?
Do you think he would care? I mean, obviously he don't care. I'm pretty sure he knows.
I mean, the way how he get butthurt over other things, I'm just surprised at this point. Geez, you don't like me, so you're, yeah. So I want to play this next clip of a man who was part of MAGA and part of the Republican Party, and he tells us why he left the Republican Party, and I feel like this is a good message, so I want to play this clip for you guys.
I left the Republican Party back in 2017. I started noticing things about myself that I didn't notice before. Time to get uncomfortable because we're going to talk about racism. Not the kinds with white hoods and racial slurs. I'm talking about the kind that hides in plain sight through our assumptions and stereotypes. The kind that gets passed down without us even realizing it. I know because I was once blind to it. I used to say things like, I don't see color, because I thought that was a respectful thing to say. When Ferguson happened, I heard Black Lives Matter, and I thought that was divisive. That's why I said all lives matter. After all, if you're going to invoke race to try to prove your point, that's racist, right? Which is why I was more concerned about the words and not the message that it meant. I seriously thought DEI meant lowering standards. I didn't blink when someone called some other country a shithole. I ignored the South secession because I wanted to admire leaders like Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee, and so I can fly a certain flag under the guise of heritage, not hate. None of those things made me think I was racist, but that's exactly the point. Racism isn't always obvious. It doesn't have to be aggression or violence. Sometimes it's the phrases, the stories, and the stereotypes that we've accepted without question. And once I left the GOP, those coded messages got a lot more obvious. The way people like Trump overemphasize Obama's middle name, or depicting them as monkeys, saying things like, go back to where you came from, and making blanket statements about immigrants, calling them criminals, invaders, or they're eating your cats and dogs. They keep using phrases that sound race neutral, but all they do is reinforce fear and division. And if you keep repeating the same stereotypes over and over, eventually you're going to shape how people think. Look, I'm not saying every Republican official is intentionally using these phrases out of malice. They could be just as ignorant as I was. But eventually you have to ask yourself, why does so much of the rhetoric from the right keep pointing people toward fear of the same groups of people?
Preach. That's all I got to say about that one. I just felt like that was just something positive that people should hear, and he did have some good thoughts, and I'm happy that he's one of those people who can be like, yeah, I acknowledge that some of the stuff I was doing was wrong. The mayor of New York rejects a pay increase. Let's take a look.
I will not accept a pay raise.
Can you just elaborate on why?
I haven't knocked on anyone's door in New York City, and they've said their concern is that the mayor makes too little. So,
Thank you, everyone.
That's not my concern either.
That reporter sounded real embarrassed after he said that. I love him so much. God, Cavalier Johnson, take note. And then also, Cavalier Johnson yesterday was at some church. They had like a little street, what they call it, thing they block party. And he was there, and it was like, yo, he had like 6 people around him, like they was like bodyguards. I'm like, I don't give a damn. If I would know he was there, I would have went there and told him how much of a piece of shit he is.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Don't care. I don't care. Everybody know I do not care for that man. So a Republican representative was arrested, and y'all won't believe what he was arrested for. Like I said, y'all be talking about how y'all be trying to protect y'all kids from gay men and trans people and all these other kind of stuff. But take a look at this.
West Virginia Republican delegate Elliot Pritt was arrested this afternoon for enticing a minor on Roblox and Snapchat. He's a Republican member of the West Virginia House of Delegates. He was charged after an investigation revealed that he had been communicating with a child through Roblox and Snapchat. He's a public school teacher too, by the way. 36 years old, represents the 50th district in Fayette County, West Virginia. The Speaker of the House of Delegates in West Virginia has called on him to resign as soon as he is able to do so. According to the complaint, he began communicating with this child when she was in the 8th grade through Roblox first and then later on Snapchat. By the end of her 8th grade year, the complaint says that this Republican delegate told this child that he had loved her. He then initiated a physical relationship with her, and in one encounter proceeded to tell her, quote, "It would be in the news. It would be awful for both of us. I would lose my entire life," urging her not to tell the public or anyone about what he was doing. People need to know. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
You protecting your kids from the wrong people.
It's a mental illness.
Like I said, y'all need, like I said, y'all be worried about soap, the roast, and this man had a whole relationship with a minor for years. And the thing about it is, y'all need to, parents, y'all need, if you got young kids, y'all really need to figure out who they talking to online when they be playing these games. I don't know what Roblox is and what you do on there, but I hear about a lot about how these kids come in contact with adults, uh, be on this Roblox game, and this is how some of these kids get, taken or disappear, or they run off with these older men. Y'all need to monitor y'all kids better when it comes to this online game. And like I said, y'all protecting y'all kids from the wrong people, especially the priest. That's the wrong person you want to hang kids around. But where are all the jobs that they are talking about? Let's take a look.
Hold on. Where are all these jobs they keep talking about? Every time I turn on the television, somebody from government is standing up there like a proud parent at graduation, talking about, we got all these jobs that we've created. Where? Because right now the job market feels like one of those buffet restaurants that keeps telling you it's plenty of food, but you keep walking around the buffet, but it's nothing there. And have you noticed something else? Jobs only appear to come in 2 sizes now. Barely enough to survive, or 6 interviews, 3 certifications, and a blood sample just to apply. But the middle, the jobs that used to let people buy a house, raise a family, and take a vacation without selling a kidney, those jobs are disappearing faster than a plate of wings at a family reunion. But the numbers keep saying everything is great. Meanwhile, folks are sending out 100 applications and getting ghosted faster than a potential Tinder date. So help me understand something, y'all. Are all these jobs being created, or are we watching the economy play a game of hide and seek with people's paychecks? Let's talk about it.
So one of the things I hear is that a lot of people are, well, Gen Zs are saying it's very hard for them to find jobs. And I've heard a few stories from employers, like they had an employee, and the employee told her employee she had to be there at 9, and the girl was like, well, drops me off at work, so I can't get there until 10. She's like, well, you're scheduled for 9. You should take an Uber, figure out some way how to get to work on time. And she feel like her work schedule should work around her mom's schedule, and that's not how the professional workplace works. If you're scheduled to be at work at a certain time, then you should be there at that time. But then at the same time, though, Gen Z is not doing the same thing that, a lot of us millennials, Gen X, and the Gen X do, where we just like suck it up and just go to work and just collect our paycheck. And and then on top of that, they're like, we're not going above and beyond and all these other kind of things for the little pay that you're giving us. Like the guy said in the last video, you want me to go above and beyond, you need to give me above and beyond pay. In the video that we talked about last week. Tina, got any thoughts on that, or? All right. So let's head into this man, why he could not be an ICE agent, and it turned racist very fast. So here we go.
Y'all better than me, bro. I couldn't be an ICE agent, bro. You touch my car, fire. You touch my belt, fire. You enter my general vicinity, and I can sense violence in your heart. Fire. So I'm getting death threats now. That's crazy. I made one singular video that is clearly a hypothetical joke about being an ICE agent, which got like 500,000 views. An hour or two of getting death threats from you guys was honestly a little bit scary, and I was a little bit shocked. And then I quickly realized you're all on private accounts. About 99.9% of you refuse to show your face. You have to look to people like me who are tall and successful and look good, and you have to try and bring them down and silence them.
What a read this is. They're trying to silence you because you're tall and successful and good looking, first of all. Maybe pipe down, okay? Success, okay. Maybe consider seriously piping all the way down, okay? People are trying to silence me because of how attractive and successful I am. Maybe it's because you made a psychotic, homicidal joke about how fun and okay it is for ICE agents to murder American citizens sometimes. Do you think that maybe people are actually mad at you for that dog shit take, you fucking rodent? Oh, can't you guys take a joke? I was just joking. People are just joking about threatening you, I'm sure, right? I thought that's what we were doing. We're all just making jokes about this, right? Hopefully, this non-faceless actual account addressing you and how upside down your fucking take is makes you see the light, brother. I hope this helps you.
The first 5 seconds of that video proved just how much of a racist and a piece of shit that you are. Because basically, you know, are you aggressive or you... No, just to say, you know, anybody that look like a threat to you, most of you're going to shoot and kill them if you was an ICE agent. Just say that. You worthless piece of shit. Wait, that's Jonathan. Anyway, I want to show you a video of a trans woman who's in a male bathroom, and this brings back to the video we showed earlier, Tina's favorite dad. We were talking about how keep talking about trans women, trans, to get your thoughts on other things. So I want to play this video for you and then come back and discuss.
Oh. Excuse me, are you in the right bathroom?
Yeah. I'm a guy.
You're a fucking guy, what the fuck? What the fuck?
What do you mean?
What? Are you a fucking boy or are you a fucking girl? Pick one. What the fuck is this?
Well, I'm trans, but I'm a guy.
I don't want some fucking tranny freak looking at me. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
What do you mean? I'm literally just doing my hair and I'm gonna exit.
No, like dead ass, I'm about to call security. What the fuck are you doing here?
For what?
You're a fucking freak. Get the fuck out of here.
Isn't that the law? You guys don't want us in the women's restroom, but then I come in the men's restroom and it's also a fucking issue. That makes absolutely no fucking sense, babe. Like, pick one. Pick a struggle.
No, it's
Which
just
one is
dead
it?
ass. I don't want someone like you looking at me fucking pee. It makes me fucking uncomfortable. I'm literally...
Baby, I don't give a fuck about what you're doing while you're pissing. I'm literally just doing my hair and I was gonna exit.
Then why the fuck are you in this bath? Get the fuck out of here.
So where do you want me to piss?
Bro, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out of here. You're on the
like, make it make sense.
No, I'm dead off gonna get
Make it
security.
make sense,
I'm
though.
dead off gonna get security.
Get them.
This is not...
Get them. Go ahead. Go. You're dumb as shit. Go. Go for it. Let's see what they say. I'll show them my ID, idiot.
They don't want them in the women's bathroom because they're going to sexually assault or perv over women. You don't want them in the male bathroom because you're uncomfortable. You don't want a trans person watch you pee. But y'all say that if they're a trans woman, they're not a real woman. They should be in the men's bathroom using the bathroom.
I mean, pick a struggle.
I'm with her. Like, pick a struggle.
Like,
Unless
one?
we free to go through and just make a bathroom that's just strictly for trans people, which I don't see happening. Like, what is the good God? People? Find something else to be. Use that energy for something else. In his next video, this man found a way to use his energy. I mean, it was wrong, but yeah, let's take a look at this. First of all, he crazy as hell. I would have knocked the hell out of him. So for those of you who are watching the audio version of it, the man was sitting down during them, and the man wasn't happy about that. So he slapped this man in the back of his head hard so you can hear in the back of his head. And because he didn't stand up during the national anthem, he was sitting down. Mind y'all business. Mind you had no reason to do what you did towards that man. Mind your business. Is all I got to say about that. Because if that man if someone had a Glock in there with him, boy, your life would have been over. But mind your business. All right. Let's head into this next clip. Ooh, I just almost deleted the whole thing.
Millennials are the middle child of generations, and it explains everything. Nobody checks on us. Boomers are still telling us to stop buying coffee and maybe we can afford a house. Gen X tells us to get over it. Gen Z makes fun of us for being cringy. Gen Alpha thinks we fought in World War II. We got blamed for killing every industry. Applebee's, malls, diamonds, cable TV. Relax, we're broke. We didn't kill it. We just couldn't afford it. We grew up drinking from the hose, surviving dial-up internet, watched technology reinvent itself 17 times. Now every password needs a capital letter, a symbol, a blood sample, and your firstborn child. We grew up with 1 foot in the analog world and 1 foot in the digital world. We know how to write in cursive, we know how to burn a CD, survive without GPS, and somehow we're also expected to troubleshoot everybody's Wi-Fi. We're the designated translators. Too old to be trendy, too young to retire. Just old enough that we injure ourselves sleeping. Nobody checks on the middle child, they just assume we're fine. We're not fine, we're just good at figuring it out because we've been doing it our entire lives.
I have injured myself while sleeping. It's happened before. I woke it up sometimes like, oh, my back gonna be out for the next couple of days.
Yeah, it's quite easy to do, unfortunately.
And which didn't happen till I got like past around 31, getting close to 32. That's when it started happening for me. Like, oh God, what is going on? They wasn't lying when they say stuff start to break at 30. Boy, they wasn't lying. I don't know what's gonna happen at 40 at this point, because Jesus help me. But yeah, we do feel like the middle child when it comes to that. But I want to get into this next clip because I got a story to tell Tina that I have forgot to tell her when I was on, like, because I have forgot to call her when this happened. So, or did I talk to her about it? I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna play this clip because he tried it with Michelle Williams from Destiny Child. He tried her. Let's take a look.
You tried it! Y'all singling me out. You gonna make me curse!
The Destiny's Child concert, we gotta do one more song.
Mm-hmm.
You'll do that. Now, if they call you back, you're gonna stay on your feet and not fall.
You tried it! Haven't I stayed on my feet every other? You gonna make me curse! Do you know, Larry? I need people to stop saying, she's so clumsy. I fell one time. You ninjas have to stop. You know I only fell one time. There is no evidence of me falling any other time. I fell one time.
6 and Park.
He's like the enemy. When you moved on, the devil will come and just whisper. He's a little gnat, like a little irritant just flying. 106 and Park. Nobody ask you. What if I ask you about your past failures and your shortcomings?
I didn't mean to hit a nerve.
What you did, that's a trigger. It's a trigger.
I didn't know.
Robbie Williams has fallen. Usher has fallen. Madonna has fallen. Y'all know this is my trained answer. Madonna has fallen. Beyonce has fallen. Kelly passed out. I'm not the only person that has. Kelly did pass out. Come on, somebody. So why do y'all single me out? What is it about me? I need to see comments. Because I ain't got no signal on my phone. What are they saying?
Everybody said this needs to go viral.
Exactly.
I'm laughing.
Y'all single me out. Single your baby daddy that don't pay his child support. Y'all singling me out. It was 16 years ago.
Oh, wait a minute. What about,
Larry Reid tried it.
I just wanted to know. Oh, I didn't mean to trigger you. I'm so sorry. You have tickled me.
I don't know what happened that day. I just was minding my business. Honey, I was tipping for my life. Baby, and the floor met me. Honey, the floor came and met me.
One thing she did say is that she said at least when she fell, her mic was on. You heard that clunk. She's like, this was 16 years ago, y'all.
That was a cute little crash out. That's a cute little crash out. I was like, okay, personality.
She was
Yeah.
like, somebody had asked her, she was like, well, why did you switch to the cameras? She said, because that's not what they rehearsed. We rehearsed it, we're going to walk forward, and that camera was going to be on us, and the cameraman didn't know what to do. It wasn't part of the show. Lord have mercy. Okay. Before we go, I gotta tell. Did I tell you this story that I got a phone call? I don't know if I told you this. I got a phone call, y'all. I got a phone call, and I got a phone call, and on this, so I got the call. Ring. I'm like, work for speech and shit. He says, "What's Brody's last name?" I said, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, you want to know Brody's last name? He was like, yeah. I'm like, I looked at the phone. I took the phone away from my ear and I had to look at it. I'm like, yeah, it's him. Are you serious right now? Like, are you sure that's what you asking me? Because I can't believe this is a conversation that we having right now. Like, you want to know Brody's last name? And he was like, yeah, somebody came down here and asked me what was Brody's last name, and then I didn't know, so I figured I'd call and ask you what was Brody's last name. I'm like, okay, he's serious. Like at first, like you just can't be serious. Like there is no way you serious about the conversation. I started laughing and everything. Like this is no way. This is a serious conversation. He was mad at me. He was like, well, if you're not gonna tell me, then did you just get off the phone? Like I'm like, you don't say his last name about at least 6 times in this conversation. I don't know what else to do in this conversation. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Brody is his last name. And then he was like, well, what the fuck is his first name? You know, like, how have you been working with this man for 5 years and you don't know his first name? I was like, I couldn't believe it. That was a phone conversation. I was not expecting that day. I was just like, this cannot be a real phone conversation. And then somebody else was like, well, yeah, because they was like, yeah, that James is so funny. He was like, I had to think about who that is. I'm like, I don't know no James that worked with us. And it was like, oh, did they figure? Oh, and then I was like, but it was like, so Brody, his last name, like, yeah. So it was like, this was like, he got 2 last names for a name. Just stop. Just, I can't with people. I just still can't believe that was a conversation that really happened. Good God. Okay.
Good memory.
Let's head into final thought. America, are we tired yet? Because after this show, I am tired. I'm tired of all the stuff that's going on. I'm tired of this government. I'm tired of these police killing innocent black people. I'm just tired of gas prices going up. They trying to cover up people dying overseas at war. They mad at the trans people, and then trans people can't even go to the bathroom in peace. It's just so much going on. And then on top of that, because I forgot to talk about this earlier in the show, did y'all see the picture that Donald Trump posted? He posted a picture of a long air filter, a dang filter between us and Canada. He posted that on his social media page. I'm over it, and I'm over it. Lord Jesus, help everybody. America, are we tired yet? And that's my final thought.
Shaking my head at the air filter. I did see that picture. I did. So, yeah, I have to agree with you. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired of it all. I'm tired of the stupidity of everything. Like this.
Everybody's stupid.
Everybody is stupid. Yeah. Yeah. I just, I've been just minding my business. minding my business, and yeah, because I'm tired. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go lay down when I get done with this because I'm tired. Okay.
Me too. Pray Jeebus. I can't wait.
I kind of feel like every week when we come to the podcast, the stories are getting more and more and more outrageous. More and more and more outrageous. Like, I'm still waiting on the update of the Turtle Man. Where he at?
He still is gone.
Where Mitch McConaughey? I ain't seen no. Exactly. And what old boy said, they started talking about trans people to take us off of other stuff.
You right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be
so
damned.
you know. So my gut feeling is to just mind your business, man. Because I can't deal with none of that stuff.
I agree with her. I'm tired. We all tired.
Mm-hmm.
I guess with all that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all with a video when we go off the air when me and Tina disappear. But make sure y'all tune in to the next episode of Same Cast, Different Day Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us and cheer for us and leave comments and share our content and all the other kind of good things that's gonna be coming out during the week. So stay tuned and like I said, hope to see you guys on the next episode of Same Cast, Different Day Podcast. And in the words of Danhausen, have a very evil, very nice day. No, very nice, very evil day. There we go. Very nice, very evil.
Shaking my head.
And
Bye.
I'm going to leave y'all with this video, then we're going to go off the air.
Okay.
Oh, wait, we didn't.
I am in America right now, and here are 3 things that should be an American sport, except for surviving the heat, because the sun is hot. Americans will know about this. Also, let me know which one of these 3 is your favorite, and which other sport I can add to the list. On number 3 is getting all your groceries from the grocery shopping and taking it in your house in one trip. You don't waste time, America. You don't waste time. You will have all the bags here. You will have your husband or your wife, your children here, the baby here, the dog biting on the leg. But you will put all your groceries from the car in your house in one trip. Number 2, beating the GPS arrival time. I mean, I can understand it. GPS arrival time is just a suggestion because America is so big. If the GPS says you're going to be there in 60 minutes, America, you will do it in 59 minutes or less. And then number 1, and this one, surviving the mosquitoes. America, why is your mosquito so angry? Why do you feed your mosquitoes? Why do you inject your mosquitoes? I mean, are your mosquitoes females? Are they on the time of the month? Every day, every month. I mean, they will have a family reunion on your legs. You won't see them, but you will feel them. And it doesn't matter if you wear jeans or socks. They will bite through your jeans. They will pull down your socks. They will even take off your shoes just to bite you on your feet. And America, if you don't watch out, the mosquitoes will fly away with you. They will just fly away with you. So be careful. Also, what is something I should review or try while I am in America?